What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 122 of Let's Build a City. Today we're building a Smyths toy store. Let's build a Smyths toy store.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Smyths toy store for all of your city building needs. If you enjoy this tutorial, please remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very much. And if you can try and watch as much of the video as you possibly can, that'd be a huge help as well. But without any further ado, let's get started. This is the amount of space you need to make your store, a 34 by 37 block area as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which I would more than recommend making if you are planning out your city or town or whatever. Here are all of the materials.
Alright, let's grab them. Okay, just ignore what I just said. Anyway.
Going to be using throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of that stuff, we can get this started. So if you've made the grid, come all the way down to the front left hand corner of it and count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Begin by placing 4 terracotta on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join down to the ground, and then take that 4th block and extend right by another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join down to the ground, and then extend on the ground to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a light grey concrete in front, 2 glass in front of that. 1, 2. A light grey concrete in front of that, and then looking forwards, going right of the light grey concrete, we want to place a glass, gap of 1, glass, light grey concrete, 2 glass, light grey concrete, glass, gap of 1, glass, light grey concrete. Now we pretty much want to copy what we have over there over here. So we want to extend the light grey concrete backwards by 2 with the glass. 1, 2. Light grey concrete. Terracotta behind. Extend the terracotta to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend down to the ground. Take that 4th block and once again extend right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend down to the ground. And that is what we want to have. So that is perfect. So the next thing that we're going to do, since we are over here, we're going to take the terracotta and we're going to extend the row of terracotta backwards. Now, we are going to count this out, but if you have the grid, just extend it along the back of the grid. So we have to extend the terracotta backwards by 29 rows. So
29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Ooh. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. We can then extend this across the back of the build, and we want to line it up with the front, but the thing is, on the left side of the build, it's a little bit different than the right. On the left side of the build, we want to create a couple of windows. These are very, very easy to make. It's basically the same sort of windows that we've been making all along. We want to take the corner of the build here. We want to, or we can even start from the bottom. From the bottom, we can place 2 glass. These windows are actually a little bit different. We want to place 2 glass, terracotta, 2 glass, and then an entire row of terracotta extending all the way backwards. So those little 2 side windows, they are a little bit smaller than the other windows. So, now that we've done that, I feel as though that we should really work on the rest of the building. We're missing 2 rows of terracotta though. There is a row of terracotta that is extended outwards from the light grey area here. So there's a terracotta here and here, extending out of the 2 front corners of the build. And I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. So let's extend up these terracottas up by 2. And we want to do the same thing with the light grey. So the light grey wants to be 3 rows high in total. And the glass also, everything basically in this particular part, like the outward entrance part, wants to be 3 rows high in total. That's how it is. There's an entrance and an exit, so that's what the 2 separate sides are. That's why we've got 2 doors. So the entrance will be that side or that. Well, honestly, it doesn't even matter. I mean, people kind of just do what they want. But I mean, you know, we've got an entrance and an exit. We want to add a roof to this. So the roof is a little bit tricky. So I want to add a couple of rows of terracotta towards the back here, just kind of like extending this wall upwards that the entrance kind of connects to. And I want to place a row of, this is sort of tricky to explain, but a row of light blue concrete that extends above and around the entire entrance area. So it kind of wants to overhang This is why it's tricky, ladies and gentlemen. So, it wants to overhang the light grey concrete on the left side. It lines up with the terracotta on the side, but it wants to overhang both of those by 1 on the front. So, on the left and right sides, it wants to line up with the terracotta, but on the front, it wants to overhang a row. And from there, if you like, you can then kind of like connect all of the light grey together inside, because of course it wants to look nice and clean on the inside here. And we also have to extend up the light blue concrete area as well, so we have to add 3 rows on top of it. 1, 2, 3, and it just wants to be 3 rows high. That's all there is to it, pretty much. We're also going to have to extend it into the store a little bit, but I'm thinking that for now, just for now, we're going to place the light blue concrete so that it lines up with the terracotta for the wall. So we'll just leave it at that for now, but later on we are going to augment this a little bit. So we've got a couple of things to do. So we have to fill in these windows. So we have windows all over the place, don't we? So on the front of the build we actually have 4 windows. They are 3 rows in width. I think that they're actually, they're 3 rows high as well. So those want to be filled in on both of those sides. And of course, in addition to that, we're also going to want to fill in the windows on the left side of the build as well. So I guess we've got to make the frames for them first. If you just extend across the top row of terracotta, just like extend it down, extend the terracotta up that was in between, and then just add a little bit of glass, everything should work out quite nicely. Perfect. Oh, we've got this. How did I miss this? We've got this little window here on the left side of the entrance way there too. Something that you might want to do now as well. I mean, we've got to do it later, so you may as well do it now. Underneath the windows, I'm going to make those terracotta. I love that. underneath the entrance. These are going to be light grey. For the front, a little bit different. They're going to be the floor material. So the entrance area is going to be quartz brick, but the area in between here, that's going to be light grey concrete. Same thing on the right side here. The windows to the right here are also going to be terracotta underneath. Going to make some car parking spaces. Should we do that now? Should we do that? I mean, we're here. Okay, so I want to have a pathway. So the path, it's basically going to be 2 rows, 2 full rows of smooth stone that basically just allows you to walk in front of, and also this crevice here will be smooth stone. Unless you wanted to put plants in there instead, that's perfectly viable as well if you did want to do that. But I want to have 2 rows of smooth stone, just so that you can walk around in front of the store. And then we're going to have in between the path and the outer bounds of the build, we're just going spaces, I should say. I guess it is technically 2 different car parks though, because the left and the right side are not connected. I'm thinking it might be nice to have some flowers in this little part here, so I think I'm actually going to leave this grass, and I'll kind of like figure out a little bit later on, like, what do I want that as? So we'll just see a little bit later, but let's get this filled in with smooth stone. We've got our pathway, that's perfect. Car park spaces. We actually already have a row of white concrete, which is great, so we want to have a row 3 grey concrete, gap, 3 grey concrete, perfect, and then we want to dig all of this out. We'll extend the white concrete and the grey concrete towards the front of the store there. So this will all just get filled in here, 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 just all the way back, just like this. White concrete in between, yellow carpet on the end, and there you go, car parking spaces, as easy as that. For some reason, I don't know why, because this is such a big store, I shouldn't destroy that, because this is such a big store, I'm imagining this on like a retail park. So I'm imagining car parking spaces, I'm imagining a nice footpath that goes all the way around, I'm imagining like a decent amount of space around this. That's why I'd even put windows on the side. Like this could easily be a standalone store. Doesn't have to be, you can remove those windows, but I imagine this kind of like being off by itself on a retail park somewhere, or a larger part of town or a city, you know. I don't think, I mean, you could put this, you know, in the city centre, but it's a little too big. I wouldn't expect to see one, but you know, I don't expect a lot of things. So next thing, we're going to build up the walls of our Smyths. So the walls of our Smyths, it's basically the lower half of Smyths is terracotta. That's all there is to it. The terracotta is going to be as high, I think it's 4 rows high in total. Yeah, it is perfect. It's 4 rows high in total. It comes to the top of the terracotta area on the front of the build. So basically just here, like this is where the walls stop. For this part anyway, because we are going to be making the walls a little bit high, we're going to be involving a little bit of light grey concrete around the top as well. So now that we've got the terracotta, the light grey concrete is basically above, just here, like this is where the walls stop. For this part anyway, because we are going to be making the walls a little bit higher, we're going to be involving a little bit of light grey concrete around the top as well. So now that we've got the terracotta, the light grey concrete is basically above and outside of the terracotta. So that's all there is to it. So the light grey concrete is above and outside of the terracotta. It's 2 rows high in total, and it's as high as the roof gets, or well, not quite. The light blue concrete is as high as the roof gets, but this is, you know, very, very close. I think it's only 1 row off. Did I see? Yeah, it's might wait until the end, because sometimes it's easier just to have at the end. Yeah, I think that we'll wait until the end to make the roof, because the roof I've made it's semi-glass. Like, I want it to be nice and light inside, basically, because that's how I think about it. So we'll just leave it at that for now. Very, very happy with this. I mean, we've done a huge amount of this right now. Next thing that we're going to do is I think that we can pretty much grab all these materials. Actually, let's start off with the banners. So the banners: loom, yellow banners, red dye, yellow dye. We've got... Smyths. I don't know why when you hold a banner your arm disappears. Maybe it's a bug. Anyway, loom, open, throw a yellow banner in there. We've got to make our first letter, which is our only repeatable letter in between, which is S. So horizontal row of red across the top, across the bottom, diagonal row, top left corner, to the bottom right. Perfect. That's S. So N, we have to start out with the triangle at the top, hit down, grab that, put that back in, throw the red out, throw the yellow in, then we go for the mini triangles, grab that, throw that in, throw the yellow out, throw the red in, vertical row of right, vertical row of red on the right, vertical row of red on the left, SM. Next is Y, another interesting letter to make. Diagonal row, top left corner to bottom right corner. Grab that, throw that back in, throw the red out, throw the yellow in, make the bottom half of the banner yellow. Grab that, throw that back in, throw the red out, throw the yellow out, throw the red in, and then do the opposite diagonal, top right corner to bottom left corner. So the next letter would be T. So that is a vertical row of red straight in the middle of the banner. Horizontal row across the top. T, perfect. Next is H. This is the last letter that we have to make. Last one, survival. H. So vertical row of A. Actually, that'll do. Horizontal row of red straight through the middle. Vertical row on the right. Vertical row on the left. Boom. You've got Smith. But we want Smith, so of course that's where the second S comes in. Basically, all you got to do is you've got to find the middle. I think it starts here. Okay, so I think that I wanted to say that. Okay, no, we start where this is the middle part of the store, right? So where we have the light grey, 2 glass light grey. Follow this up so that you're in the middle of the light blue concrete. Move 1 row left. S N Y T H S. Perfect. Then Smyths is perfectly centered. That's awesome. I so awesome. Am I okay? I don't even know. So I'm going to get rid of all these materials and I'm going to grab quartz brick, like say glass, although we'll probably save that for later, quite honestly. Bookshelves, smooth quartz slabs, smooth quartz stairs. We'll be needing like rid of all these materials and I'm going to grab quartz brick, like say glass, although we'll probably save that for later, quite honestly. Bookshelves, smooth quartz slabs, smooth quartz stairs. We'll be needing light blue concrete. I know that we'll be needing black bronze paint, and we'll need many more, but we'll just leave it at this. We've got a big job to do. Very, very, very big job. I'm highly considering fitting this out or fast forwarding it, but I might suffer through it. We've got to rip up the floor. That's the first job. Very, very tedious. So we rip up the floor and we replace it with quartz bricks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I don't know whether to include this in the tutorial. I guess I will, but this is a long project. Like, just doing this feels like everything that we've done so far combined. I mean, I don't know whether I'm being a little bit too dramatic, but you know, that's this floor's got to get ripped up and then replaced with quartz bricks. Traditionally, I mean, obviously this is based on an actual store. This is based on an actual store. These things I've been to a Smyths before. They do Pokemon cards, and also they always have it's not just like, you know, the kids stores and stuff like this. It's actually a good store. Like, I mean, I don't really hate on Toys R Us because I can't get around the book. I mean, Smyths is pretty good. I mean, they do games and stuff. Actually, is this an advertisement for Smyths? It's actually a good store. So, the point that I was saying was sometimes in these stores it's like weird colored floors. Like from my own research, like sometimes they're like blue, but then I wanted to make the shelves blue, and then it starts looking a little bit weird. Like if that whole store is blue, you know, what are we doing? You know, so I decided to make the store nice and bright. I've achieved this by placing. There's going to be quartz brick for the floor, which we will eventually get to. But there's also going to be loads and loads of smiles. The only downside to that, it's actually not much artificial light in the store, so you may have to I mean, I'm not going to, but you may have to add some lanterns or some torches when it's actually night time, but other than that, like, during the day, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's as bright as it is now, like, even when the room is on, so very, very happy with that, because the reason that I wanted to make it so bright is because it seems like a nice, happy place, or at least it feels that way to me. Like, you know, anything that kind of like puts you back in touch with things that you liked as a kid. I think it's always like happy, nice little memories. And so hence why I wanted to keep it bright. I have realised it's completely a mistake to do this on recording, because now I'm just rambling, and we've got to have the floor now. We've got to the part where the floor is being added. Although it's actually, do you guys find it easier to dig or to place floors? Like, which do you prefer? To just place stuff? Like, when it comes to like the digging out of an area, like it seems much more annoying than it does just to like.
You know what? I'm killing these animals inside of my Smyths. At the floor, quartz bricks. Now, guys, you may be thinking, what happened to your world? Well, I've changed the texture pack to a texture pack called Clarity. I kind of like it, but there's something off with the banners. What? Just okay, that looks weird, but nah, I don't really mind. But I've officially changed the texture pack and I'm going to keep it. So rest in peace, old Minecraft gameplay that I used to do in my old videos. Basically, I used to make the last episode I was in my old Minecraft texture pack, but now I've changed it. And I think I'm going to keep it because it looks pretty nice. I really like it. Even the quartz bricks is textured because I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I'm actually so happy with it. And it costed $7. I bought some tokens, Minecraft tokens, to buy it. I was searching for a Minecraft shader pack and it doesn't have shaders, but which I'm pretty upset about, but yeah, you can't get everything. Why is this so annoying? Come on. So let's just fill in the floor. Nice and perfectly.
inside the store. So we've talked about the floor, we've talked about the roof. We've got to add the rest of the entrance because the entrance like extends inside, if that makes sense. So we've got to do that. We've got to add all of these shelves, which isn't too difficult. I mean, it sort of follows a pattern. We've got to add the till area where you would pay. We've just got a couple of cash registers and stuff. And then it's kind of like a little bit of decorating. Like we've just got to decorate the area. You may decide, and I do mean you, not us collectively. You may decide that you want to like add loads and loads of different things to the shelves to make it look as though there's loads of different toys and games and stuff on the shelves. But I actually quite like the bookshelf look. Maybe this is difficult to understand without the visual, but we will be getting there very soon, especially now that we've just about filled the floor in. So let's just put an end to that. Perfect. It looks absolutely amazing. Look at the size of it. It's absolutely huge. I mean, these places are big though. Like they are kind of massive. So okay, what we're gonna do? We've got to make the rest of the inside. I actually think that it's even and level with the. What do we add an extra part? I think that we're going to add like an extra part of the entrance. So what that means is here we're going to add 2 glass, like extending out from the terracotta. Unless we. You see, this is tricky. Yeah, we'll add like 2 glass. And then we'll get the light grey back out again. Glass, perfect. And then we've kind of like intruded into the store a little bit. And then we want to have the same rows of light grey that we have on the front there. We want to have the same glass that we have on the front, just like this. We want to make the light grey 4 rows high in total, so we'll extend this around, just destroy that single terracotta.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back.
Join all the light rays up and down. All of the glass here. I'm saying here too much. Here. Here. There we go. Sound like a town cry from the 1600s. So now that we have added all of the glass and we kind of have like the side part, I think in a turn, by the way, we'll turn this into a little bit better. Yeah, that looks way better. I think I'm going to extend the light concrete in and around the top. So this is also going to be a lot more freedom. So from the outside, obviously, the blue concrete looks fine there, but I like the idea that it's further. Very detail, I do like that. So we'll extend this around here, make it as high as it's got to be here. I think that we're going to... How should we do this? Or should we make it even? You know how like there's 2 rows of blue at the front? Should there be 2 rows of blue at the back? Or do we simply fill the light blue concrete in here, say? And then extend the light. How high maybe we extend the light grey so that it sits 1 row below the blue concrete. Just here, like this, and then we'll fill the top of this in using some black glass to give a sense of depth and so just like this here. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, right? Does it? I mean, I think it'll be fine. Let's take a look from the top. Obviously, there's an extra row of blue on the front. It's making me think that there should be an extra row of blue on the back, but I don't know whether that's going to look odd inside of the store. Why don't we just try it and we'll see? Like this building is rather symmetrical, perfectly because there's windows on one side. The inside isn't symmetrical, but I like the idea of the top being symmetrical. Like it just looks a little bit better. That almost looks like a mess, but it's kind of crazy. But anyway, let's just leave it at that, and we can always change it if we do decide. So, for the layout. Let's work on the right side first because this is the interesting side. So we're splitting the window here. We want to have rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 light blue concrete extending in. Gap of 1, 2, 3 light blue concrete, another row behind. We want to have rows of bookshelves extending from the light blue concrete to the glass. They do clip into the panes, but oh well, what can you do? It is a pain. Anyway, so we're going to put smooth quartz slabs just below the bottom row of the shelves here. We're going to stick a smooth quartz stair here just to look like a till, and we're also going to have kind of like a little waiting area sort of line. So this is where you can and such. You could even dig into the window underneath this glass. Place some light blue. So you'd like one here, pay, thank you very much, and then you'd be out. So, you know. I want to have one display is going to be, it's basically 1 row away from the end here, 2 by 2 squared of light blue concrete, gap of 1, maybe a gap of 2. Yeah, a gap of 2 and then a 2 by 2 square of concrete, so I quite like that. There we go, perfect. And then we're going to put some light blue. I know that sounds like but they're going to look plushies more so than actual heads. So what else do we want to do? So last one on this side, if you come towards this back wall, you want to leave, first of all, a gap of 1. I know, this gap of 1 really annoys me, but a gap of 1, row of 3, light blue concrete, 1, 2, 3, gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 light blue concrete, gap of 3, 3 light blue concrete, gap of 3. Then you want to have a row of 2 light blue concrete. These 2 light blue concretes want to be 3 rows high, whilst the other rows only want to be 2 rows high. So, in the end, we want to have something that should look like this. This kind of looks like my connection bar on my phone for my mobile days. So, what we then want to do is we have bookshelves, and we want to take the middle of the smaller light blue blue concrete areas, and we want to place rows of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extending from the middle of these shelves. The end of these will be the equivalents. There we go, just like that, the equivalent light blue concrete. So if you wanted to, you can kind of jump the gun, and you can kind of like place the ends of the light blue concrete on these shelves, and then you can place the bookshelves in the middle. Doesn't matter which way around you do it, genuinely. So there we go, perfect. So there we go, pretty happy with that. Yeah, nice. So these are shelves. We want to add quartz slabs on the bottom. So there we go, pretty happy with that. Yeah, nice. So these are shelves. We want to add quartz slabs along the bottom of them. So the top half of the bottom, leaving an entire row of them. That gives us opportunity to place item frames. We won't. Again, we'll see when we get to the point. Like, I actually like this. Like, I know it's simple. I know it might be a bit boring, but I actually really like it. Like, it's colourful. Like, I don't feel the need to stock the shelves with specific things. But once again, it's going to be your choice. But anyway, that's the right side of the store. Quite happy with that. I don't think we really have to change it, although we will, you know, I'll be giving you guys options. You guys know I like to give you options a little bit later on. Okay, let's come to the opposite side of the store now. We have our window here. It's a nice window. There's a pair of them. They look like eyes. Kind of reminds me of a fly. So, we want to have a gap of 1 to the right. Mark this out with a light blue concrete. We want to make this 3 rows high. We want to make it 2 rows wide, or depth, deep is the word. We then want to place, extending backwards, rows of 5 bookshelves. So this is the backwards of the shelf here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, light blue concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, light blue concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, light blue concrete. And then the corner here is a little bit different in the fact that you know, it gets a little bit smaller towards the back here. Let's want to make these shelves a little bit bigger, because these are going to be, you see, the thing is, on the back here, we also want to have an equivalent amount of shelves, so we could make the shelves a little bit bigger than the ends, because this is how far the shelves have to come out of the back, right? So if we were to, say, destroy this, that means that we've got an extra 2 bookcases that we could have. So let's say that on the left here, and on the right here, we could, instead of 5, we could have 6, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if we extend this middle to the right, then we can place light blue concrete in between, and we can make these shelves ever so slightly bigger, and it varies a little bit, like it looks pretty good. And then we have this corner piece here in the middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if we extend this middle to the right, then we light blue concrete in between, and we can make these shelves ever so slightly bigger, and it varies the way a little bit, like it looks pretty good. And then we have this corner piece here in the back, and we don't have to have the same, by the way, we don't have to have the same thing on the right side, because obviously we don't have shelves running along the right side of the building. So we want to make these bookshelves 3 rows high in total, as we've kind of like made, as we've made the light blue concrete. These will have 2 rows of shelves, so we'll have a row of smooth slabs across the bottom, just like this, and then we're going to add an extra row of shelf, kind of like on the top, so they're kind of even, and then you would place the stuff in between, kind of like at eye level. So that's the so more sets of shelves So leaving a gap of 3 between, let's start at the front, so a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, we want to place row 1, 2, 3, light blue concrete, gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then light blue concrete, 1, 2, 3, gap of 4, because the reason it's 4 is because of this middle part, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a gap of 1, 2, 3. So you might be thinking, well, why is it different? The reason that being is because there's shelves here opposite the door, there's shelves here opposite the door, and then it just like it spaces out nicely this way. So what we can then do is we can copy the light blue concrete. I don't know why I like doing the light blue concrete first. We can copy the light blue concrete that we have for the shelves there to here. Just like this. And then, you see, it's kind of up to you. What you could do is because we've got to have shelves running across the back of the building. Let's place the light blue concrete for these shelves running across the back of the building, because it's like a weird, it's kind of like an odd number of shelves. Okay, so what I tried to do is along the back wall, I wanted to, well, that's simply not right, is it? Like, along the back, there we go, I think that's, what happened here? Are my eyes okay? How did I think that was, there we go, that's fine now. I tried to space it so that the middles of the shelves along the back wall are simply like, shelves kind of like space between the light blue concrete of the centre of the shelves running through the store. Does that make sense? So between, on the back of this store, we'll have the same 3 rows of light blue concrete, and we'll have shelves. Again, the same height as all of the other large shelves that we have in the middle and along the left side. Just like this. And they're all spaced out differently. So, but spaced out differently, but the middles of the shelves going side with the aisles. So as you're kind of like looking down the aisles, you know, you get a nice face or whatever. It's, I don't know, like I imagine it, is it because I'm trying to be too symmetrical? Is that the problem? Is that why it bothers me? Maybe. So it's kind of up to you how you want to lay it out, but you know, the back wall of all of these shelves, that's a huge shelf. I mean, you could even separate this further, like you can take the edge, because I always like to line things up, because I think it looks better if things flow in a particular way. You can see how everything sort of lines up, it just seems to have a better flow. Am I crazy? I don't know, maybe, but I think that looks pretty good. So what we have to do now is we have to raise up all of these central concretes so that they're 3 rows high, and then we have to add the bookshelves, and then we have to add the smooth slabs along the bottom and the top. So pretty much we want to have the same thing 3 times over. I think I'm going to do this section by section ones for the bookshelves, and then I'll do the same thing for the quartz slabs. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, is this too much thought to be put into just shelves? It might be. I don't know why. Sometimes I just get a little bit crazy with these things. It has to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? It has to be perfect. What can you do? So also, something before I may forget it, there is a tiny little display here. the story. So like as you walk in between here, it's just a tiny little display. Might have trapdoors around it because it might, and I'll add some like short buttons to it to make it look like walls or something, you know. So now that we've done that, just a little 2x2 square for us to fill in later. So you guys know what to do. We just want to make 2 rows of smooth slabs. It's along the bottom, it's along the top. That way they're spaced sort of evenly. You've got like an entire row of like an entire row of 3 that you are able to just place whatever you would like on. Just like this. A little bit tedious, but what can you do? But I think that this looks really good. Like I really like the layout of the store. I like the outside. Like it's simple but perfect. At least I think it is. Like it's so simple. It's so clean. It's just, I just like it. Like there's not any weird parts of this stuff. Like I really like it. I mean, it might look a little bit boring without any sort of decoration. We've got a nice big part here to walk around. Anyway, we'll talk more about how you can spot.
Hold on, guys. I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back.
Things up a little. The next thing that we're going to make is the till area. So, what do we need to make the tills? Start off with light grey concrete. We need some black carpet, stairs, birch fence. some black carpet, stairs, birch vents, beacons, chests. Could even use some weighted pressure plates if you like, and that will pretty much do.
There's the beacons.
We're going to take the end here of this. We're going to take a gap of 2, and then we're going to place 2 light grey concrete, and then we're going to extend that light grey concrete down by 2, and then we're going to leave a gap of 2 between all of this, and then we're going to do the same thing. So a gap of 2 from the end, 2 light grey concrete, extend down by 2. So it looks a little bit like this. We're going to have seats for the cashiers. We're going to have a little chest here just off to the side, and then we're going to have a couple of birch fence extended from the ends with beacons on top, black concrete on top of the long side of the light grey concrete, and then maybe even a weighted pressure plate on here as well. And there you go, you've got 2 perfectly nice looking tills. I'm quite happy with that. So now that we have that part, we are going to head just into the lobby area, and for the lobby area we're just going to grab some light blue concrete, we're going to grab the cauldrons, oak fence gates, and I like the idea of having some shopping carts. So 2 rows of light blue concrete that are pretty much like in the center, like where we have these 2 windows, like on the front and the back, just like just cauldrons on one side and cauldrons on the other side, with oak fence gates that are open to make them kind of look like shopping carts. And maybe we'll even have some promotional items just like above and inside here. And that's pretty much like what we're going to have for the moment. So now that whilst we have it, the weighted pressure plate, I want to place one on this till area here. And also the same thing for the lantern. I kind of like want to place just a lantern on this till area too. And actually, just thinking about it, before we kind of like get to the part where it's going to be like subjective, like we're going to get to a point where it's like, I don't know whether I want to add this or whether you will, you know, I want to fill the roof in before we get to that part where we're doing stuff where it's like it's up to you. So light grey concrete, black glass, and we're going to fill in the roof. So it's going to be quite easy because we're going to use the shelves as a guide. It's going to be dead simple. Basically, you take the middle of the light blue concrete area for the back of the entrance, and we're going to have a row of light grey that lines up with the 2 middle shelving areas for the middle of the store here. And then we're going to also, I think we're going to use the window, so we're going to have the split in the window here, and we're going to have another row of light grey concrete, so here, and then the split here. So that is exactly what we want to have. And then it kind of like, it just does a good job then of dividing the roof up. And I'm not sure, by the way, I'm not sure whether I want to drop these light grey concretes down and then kind of have I'm testing this because I'm going to see if I like it, and then I'm going to see if I like the glass 1 row below the light grey concrete. So originally I placed the glass even and level with like the top of the light grey concrete, but I might like this better because I think it uses up a bit more space in the store. Like I do sort of like that, but then it might also be nice for the inside the store. So let's just see which one we like more. Like it doesn't matter if we have to rip up some glass. I mean, I do it off recording, but I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you like this. So we can place all the glass here, just in the top. You see, that my inkling is that the glass will look better from the inside, one row above the light grey concrete. Like if you drop the light grey concrete down, then it will look better. But I mean, again, this is kind of like a design choice. Like this is sort of up to you. It'll also feel a little bit bigger as well. So, oh, we didn't drop the light grey concrete down. So, like I sort of like having these grooves of light grey concrete and then the glass above. I think that looks better than that, definitely. So that also depends whether you want to drop the light grey concrete down a level or not. It might make the store feel like a little bit small. Kind of up to you. Well, not kind of, completely up to you whether or not you want to do that. I'm going to test this out because it's just a thought that I had whilst I was doing it. I quite like the depth between the light grey concrete and the glass, and I think that it will just make it a little bit more interesting in the store, but it might also make it feel smaller because now we have kind of like what would you call them, these rafters kind of like dropping down. I'm going to have to alter that very first row that I placed, aren't I, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate. Not sure what I'm going to do with the terracotta on the front and the sides, pretty much the sides of the store, because you see there's like a weird gap between that and the roof, so I don't know whether to make the roof, I don't know whether to add an extra row of light grey concrete, I don't know whether to extend the terracotta up, I don't know. So I think that's another decision that we're going to have to make before we kind of like get on to the cosmetic part of Smyths. Like, there's some things that I'm going to do to the inside of Smyths that I'd be like, yeah, you're definitely going to want to do that. It just looks better this way. But then there's other parts where it's like, you know, it's you know. So let's have a look at what we've done now to the roof. Sort of, it would look weird with like this. Now that looks strange. So do we keep these shelves a little bit lower? And do we opt to add an extra row of terracotta across the top of the shelves? I don't like that. Do we extend the glass, or rather, do we extend the light grey concrete down so that we don't have these? So let me get rid of this row of terracotta. Like, no, yes. So do we have the row of terracotta across the back? You can see the difference. Or is it sort of nice to have the depth effect? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I'm going to leave it like this. I actually quite like it like that, so I'm quite happy. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to be doing next? So, I'm going to grab what I would consider like the mandatory decoration that we're going to add to the inside of our Smyths that will make it just look a little bit better, in my opinion. And then I'll show you things that you can kind of add about the place that may or may not look better depending upon your point of view. But I'm also going to fix that roof over there. So if you give me a second, let me grab all of the mandatory items and then we can get started again. Okay, so I have gathered all of what I would consider to be the necessary materials just to put that nice little finishing touch on your store. So here it is. We've got item frames, a load of music discs to start off with. There's more than this, but you know, I don't have to go overboard. We've got some shulker boxes, jukebox, all sorts of different heads, spruce trapdoors and paintings. So, what are most of these things for? I want to place item frames along the top of kind of like this little till area. I also want to place item frames kind of like just on the till as well. I'm going to place a load of item frames. Basically, I'm going to place item frames all along where we have the small shelf bookshelves. So the reason for this is because these are, like, this is the gaming section. right? This is where you would get all the games and such. Actual, like, video games, I should say specifically. So that is why we've got a load of music discs, and we're going to fill in all of these item frames now. Once again, if you are trying to go for more of a variety, you've got loads more, and we're going to fill in all of these item frames. And once again, if you are trying to go for more variety, you've got loads more music discs. Replace it. You've got loads more music discs. I can't even ball, but how many are there? 15, 16? I don't even know. So, feel free to. Even opt to not just place music discs here. You can place shulker boxes here as well. Now, shulker boxes, I mean, you know, a lot of Minecraft is interpretation. So, shulker boxes could be consoles. They could be. Well, I mean, that's probably mostly what you're going to like in the video game section, like games and consoles. But like, we've got all of our music discs. And by the way, I think that looks quite cool because I don't know, it just kind of like keeps this area separate. I just think that looks really cool. So, what we can then do is we can grab our shulker boxes, jukebox if we want, but and I like the idea of having a couple of magazines. I kind of like this table area here, but if you wanted to, you could destroy some of the item frames, which I don't want to do because I want to keep it like this, and you can have just like console boxes, just like on the top here, or on the shelves themselves if you wanted to. I mean, we could even have them here if we wanted to. We could have just. By the way, I like the red and the blue specifically because it's like a Nintendo Switch. Like it's sort of suggestive. But I mean, you could have like white for the PS5 and stuff if you wanted to. Facing in different ways. You could even have like a jukebox. You could have like item frames. You could have like a book here and there, and facing in different ways. You could even have like a jukebox. You could have like item frames. You could have like a book here and there. You can have different discs here and there as well. So you know, you can get a little bit creative if you want to. It's up to you. This area here, I like the idea of just having plushies pretty much. So those plushies, you know, quotation marks. Oh, and you can even mess about, like if you wanted to keep this separate, although so those plushies, you know, quotation marks. Oh, and you can even mess about, like if you wanted to keep this separate, although I quite like the blue, like you can make it look like it. You can get a little bit creative if you want to. It's up to you. This area here, I like the idea of just having plushies pretty much. So those plushies, you know, with quotation marks. Oh, and you can even mess about, like, if you wanted to keep this separate, although I quite like the blue. Like, you can make it look like a bin of sorts, you know, kind of like a Barbie bin or something, and you can just have all of your different heads here if you wanted to. Just like that. You can have the same thing outside. Like some heads, you could just like toys and stuff like that if you wanted to. It depends whether or not you think that looks any good. You can have posters. So I mean, when I say posters, paintings. You know, you can have paintings kind of like place about the place. Like, you're going to want to be strategic with them. You're going to posters. So, I mean, when I say posters, paintings. You know, you can have paintings kind of like place about the place. Like, you're going to want to be strategic with them. You're going to kind of like place them in the centre of things. At least I would. I mean, you can even place them on shelves if you wanted to, like the ends of shelves.
The paintings on this texture pack are weird. A sunflower replaced with a kebab. That kebab painting was replaced with the sunflower. Okay, this is weird. I don't even know what.
You can use the signs on the shelves if you wanted to make it look, you know, to kind of like label the shelves. But another one here, like, you don't have to go overboard with the paintings, it's just an idea, you know, so maybe. So here. There we go, I should have done that the other way around, there we go. So, you know, just paintings about the place if you want to. Again, not necessary whatsoever. You might. Like it, you might not like it. It's completely up to you. I think that this end of the store could probably do with a little bit more colour, so perhaps some of these. You can even take lanterns, you can hang lanterns. This is what I would do as kind of like I said, kind of like this is what I would say the mandatory, just to keep it like that looks, this section like looks really cool, right? It's separate from the other sections. That's what I wanted. Like I wanted to really, I wanted to explain what this side of the store is, and then the rest of the store, the fact that especially the fact that it's a toy store, should be rather self-explanatory in the fact that it is just a toy store. So I don't feel the need to fill these shelves up. But if you wanted to fill the shelves up, obviously you guys know what to do. Like you just add random stuff to these shelves, right? I mean these. If you take the fact that the crafting table, cartography table, flashing they sort of look like a game boxes, you know? Especially like that. Like, it looks like game boxes. So, like, you can add these kind of, like, about the place if you wanted to. I mean, I'll do it to the back. You can even use a different shortcut. That's fine. But you can do the same with the shortcut boxes across the back as well, if you wanted to, you know. So like here and here, I mean, a lectern sort of looks like something. You can do the same with the shortcut boxes across the back as well, if you wanted to, you know. So like here and here, I mean, a lectern sort of looks like something. Don't ask me what it looks like. It looks like something. Same with the brewing stand. It looks like something. Like it. You've got to use your imagination, of course. But, you know, specifically like this and this. Now that is a little bit unimpressive. I mean, at the top though, if you can see the top, I mean, it does look a little bit better. We've got a substitute for the smithing table. I mean, you could even have like a, you know, like a fake easy bake oven or something, you know, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it just looks like stuff on the shelves. And feel free to stock all of the shelves up like this if you want to. I'm happy as it is, but you might feel the need to do that. But, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, you might not believe it. I'm not sure I believe it. We're kind of done, unless you want to place paintings on kind of like the... I mean, that might even look good to place like paintings in the middle of the windows. Let's test it. Let's see if it looks good. Kind of like on the outside. Not what I wanted to do.
What was that?
Very, very happy. I don't feel the need to...
Sounds like Sonic running.
And anything else, I'm genuinely rather happy with how it's turned out. Paintings don't look bad. I'm not sure if I do like them, like, better than... I think we're finished. Let's take a little bit of a... and then we'll see how it was. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what our Smyths toy store will look like once it has been 100% fully completed.
I have finished a Smyths toy store. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the first video of me with the brand new texture pack of me building a Smyths toy store. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me. I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys. Peace out. Trying not to talk fast, but see you.